Across the country, Belizeans continue to hold their collective breaths, pending a decision by the appellate jurisdiction on when it is going to hear an appeal that was lodged by government on Thursday. Having mulled over arguments presented by Senior Counsel Amon Courtney on behalf of the People's United Party and Senior Counsel Lisa Schumann, who represents the government of Belize, Chief Justice Kenneth Benjamin ruled in favor of an interim injunction. That stay of execution, if you will, prevents the I.C.J. referendum from being held on April 10th until the validity of the order to hold the national vote has been argued.
We lost the technical ground of the issue of validity of writs, which I might add was not a part of the original claim. It was re-amended to include that after the other side had sight of the writs of referendum and the request from the Prime Minister. So this actually was no part of their original claim to the court.
Notwithstanding the fact that it was never part of the P.U.P's initial claim, the decision by the Supreme Court has thwarted government's plan to hold a referendum next Wednesday, leaving the Barrow administration with a very narrow window during which an appeal can be heard. That is, if it is to stick with the existing timeline.
We firmly believe that the Chief Justice, with due respect to him, was dead wrong yesterday. And we believe that we need another court to look at that decision. We believe that the Court of Appeal will reverse that decision. Hopefully, they can reverse it with enough time for us to proceed on April 10th. However, if we are the ones who are wrong and the Court of Appeal agrees with the Chief Justice, we may then have to consider going to the National Assembly and proceed with what the P.U.P. claims that's what they want.
Those claimants, including 4 P.U.P.-era representatives and a standard bearer, are all in favor of a referendum. However, they are clamoring for it to be held only after the matter has been voted on in Parliament.
These are people who have said in the evidence that they want a referendum to be held, but they want it to be held legally and after a proper education campaign. So, all in all, I think it is an extremely important constitutional case. It is important for democracy, it is important for politics in Belize, and most importantly, it is important for Belize as a country and our future.
Attorney General Michael Perafit, in speaking one-on-one with News 5 after the filing of the appeal claim on Thursday, explained the reason for the Chief Justice's decision, despite not agreeing with it.
He granted the injunction because he believed that that is a serious issue upon which he has to seriously consider and make a decision. He could very well say that the Prime Minister was correct. But what he said yesterday essentially was, I have to decide if the Prime Minister is correct. But just in case I decide that the Prime Minister was wrong, let's have an injunction. That's what he decided.
That decision, says Opposition Leader John Briceño, is one that should be respected by the Prime Minister and his government.
I am hoping that the Prime Minister is going to listen to what the Chief Justice said today, and let's go to the House, let's have an open debate, and then from there we could take it forward.
For now, Prime Minister Barrow has his back against the wall, and there is no telling what ramifications, if any, the slowing down of this political momentum will have on the actual referendum vote when that day comes. As far as the Chief Justice's decision, A.G. Perafit is trying his best to weigh in evenly.
Obviously, the Chief Justice is of the feeling, based on his judgment, that the special agreement may not be considered by him to be a proposed settlement. In his view, he could judge that the special agreement is just a dispute resolution mechanism and not really a proposed settlement, and that if we want to use the special agreement, he may very well decide in the substantive matter that we would have to go to the National Assembly and vote as to whether we want the people to vote in a referendum on that special agreement. Now, we have to understand, the Chief Justice has not said that the Prime Minister made a mistake. The Chief Justice has not said that the Prime Minister was wrong. The Chief Justice has said that he needs to carefully hear submissions on it for him to decide.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.